All right, before we head into the next segment, we did want to take a time and thank our sponsor, Far One Solutions. Specifically, want to thank them for their ability to put together one of the best new products on the market when it comes to the COVID situation. What they put together is called the Ear One. This product is one of a kind. It hooks directly onto your mask and into the inner part of your ear so you don't have any irritation on the back of your ear. You can have haircuts much safer, much easier. It doesn't interfere with glasses or jewelry, any types of hearing aids or hats. This new product, the Ear One, is beautiful when it comes to ease and safety and access. If you use the discount code Yardback Sports on their website, far1solutions.com, you will save 10% off of any item, and that usage is unlimited. So you can order tomorrow, the next day, the next day, the next day, if you love this product like we do here at Yardback. This promo will end on February 28th. So you got some time, but go ahead and make those orders now. Like I said, if you use the promo code Yardback Sports, Yardback is one word, space sports, all lowercase, you'll get 10% off of any item on their website, far1solutions.com. Also follow them on their socials, Far One Solutions, in LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter to get all the latest news for their latest products. Like I said, this is probably one of the best products you can get for wearing a mask nowadays that we all have to do it. No hassle, ease, and convenience. Check out Far One Solutions and the Ear One product using promo code Yardback Sports on their website.
What is up?
What's up, fellas? What's up,
guys? How's everyone doing?
Doing good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing really good. Thanks for asking.
Right,
I'm great.
Thanks for answering, Connor.
I know no one asks this question and goes and chugs a beer. Really courteous.
Well, I think that shows that I'm doing pretty good.
Is that your drinking? What are you drinking tonight?
Dude, so I got some Bud Light Platinum seltzers. I just bought them today.
Oh my gosh. Are they good or what?
They're 8%.
That's
so
rough.
We're gonna have a good podcast tonight, fellas. That's what I was talking about. But Buffalo had some crazy snow today, and the roads weren't great. I had to go get gas, so I stopped inside and got some beer. So I kind of risked my life for this. So
yeah,
hopefully it turns out good.
Yeah, they better be good, or I'm gonna be kind of mad. But they're doing well for me so far. So
the Bud Light, the regular Platinums, when I was before the age of
legality.
Yeah, so go with that. I had a couple of those one time, and
allegedly
it was a close call. Yeah, it was a close call. We'll say that. They're dangerous.
Yeah, it's
allegedly.
It's like royalty. It's like it's a step up from just beer. It's just like the king's beer. It's the queen's beer. That's what it is. But all right. So I feel like we've been kicking off every episode with what we're actually sipping on, which I like that. But let's get into what we're really sipping on this week. Going to the Baker Briefer and going to the Bev Cart. Per usual, I'm gonna crack my own beer in the mic there. Sean, what are you sipping on this week?
So I have to right or wrong from last week. I threw WandaVision in the bonfire, and I still stand by that. I still stand by episode 1 and 2. But episode 3 came out on Friday, and that is what I was expecting. I thought it was great. I thought it was more suspenseful, more leading, more going in the direction I thought it would be. I just think this far in, Marvel doesn't need to do as much as a backstory as they do. It's just not needed. I still stand by episode 1 and 2. Not needed. It's just not needed. It wasn't needed. It could have picked up at 3 and gone from there, and I thought it was just as good. I picked up nothing from 1 and 2.
I hear you on that. So for the audience, the wife and I watched all 3 episodes this past weekend.
Nice.
And part of it was because, the wife, Madeline, wanted to watch it. And I said, okay, we can watch it. And the other part was like, let me see how ridiculous Sean's take is on WandaVision. Now, episodes 1 and 2 were a bit slow. It was kind of weird. It was like a 50 sitcom for anybody that hasn't watched it. So I agree with Sean that it was just it was tough to start, but knowing that the good was going to come, episode 3, like you said, really brought it home. Yeah. So episode 3, I'm dying to see this next episode come out. We'll have to. This might be a WandaVision podcast now.
Yeah, I mean, I trust Marvel. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
I trust Marvel. I know they'll do it right. It's just episodes 1 and 2, and I'm not going to rule out that they loop it all back in. And I'm here in 4 weeks saying, dude, episode 1 and 2, highly underrated. It was much needed. It could happen. It could happen. But as of right now, I don't know. But episode 3, I'm sipping on it. It was great. Fantastic episode.
Good. I'm glad. I don't watch that show. We had this conversation last week. Sean, you made fun of me a lot, so I won't talk about it too much. But
sounds good.
Hey, I'm happy, man. I'm happy it's making the comeback for you. Most improved player of the year award to WandaVision right now.
There we go.
All right, comeback player of the year. All right, Connor, what's your Bev card this week?
So as always, I always have more than one. I bend the rules. Thanks for letting me bend the rules, guys. I just have a lot on my mind.
Yeah, we don't let you. You kind of just do it. We don't really let you.
It's not pre-approved.
Yeah,
I show up to the meeting 10 minutes late.
Yeah, it's like, we still talking?
Yeah, I show up to the meeting 10 minutes late, and I say, guys, I got 4 Bev cards. And then you're like, you guys can go. You don't have 2. So either way, first one this week is, I don't know if you guys saw, but Kong versus Godzilla, the trailer finally dropped.
I saw that. I did see that.
Dude, we got fireworks coming in March. This looks like one hell of a movie. Who cares about the acting? It's all about the CGI.
Yeah.
So immediately after I saw that trailer, we were watching the Bills-Chiefs games, which we'll get into later. And after the Chiefs came back up 14-9, I turned to Maddie and my brother-in-law Cal, and I go, the Chiefs score one more time, I'm watching Kong and the first 2 Godzillas and turning this game off. And guess what happened?
Yeah.
I started watching the previous Kong and Godzillas because that trailer got me so hyped for this movie. So that night, I finished the first Godzilla movie, scrolled through the Kong movie because I've seen it before. And then I'm this weekend, I'm going to rent the latest Godzilla movie so I can get caught up, and I'm going to be ready for Kong versus Godzilla.
All right, who you guys got?
I think they joined forces.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing, though. That's the thing.
You
Sean's
calling for a
onto
tie?
something.
You're calling for a tie?
Well,
No. There's a greater evil that they're meant to protect Earth. They're meant to be here. There's something greater that they will eventually.
You got that's a lot deeper than I was thinking. I was gonna say Kong in 7.
No, yeah, you got to get caught up on it. There is, like Sean said, it's like a whole universe. It's like Marvel now, but it's like they're calling it the Monsterverse. I was doing my homework because I get really nerdy about that kind of stuff.
I like that.
But the directors and producers said there will be a winner in this movie. So we'll see how that plays out.
I'm just saying, first of all, Kevin Durant, I remember because when the trailer, it was on during the Bills-Chiefs game, like you said, and me and all my friends I was watching the game with, all Bills fans, we all got so hyped. We're like, yo, this is sick. And then we saw Kevin Durant tweet about it, which I don't know if you guys saw that. But Kevin Durant had 7 tweets where we're just giving commentary on how he thinks Godzilla's gonna win, which I think is absolutely hilarious. That was so funny. But I don't know, Godzilla, and I don't know, I don't have the knowledge you guys have, but Godzilla, it looks like he's a really versatile monster. You know, he's good in water and on land. But there's something about the underdog. I'm always gonna root for the underdog. It might just be the Cleveland guy in me. I'm always going for the underdog. Kong seems like the underdog, so I'm going with Kong. King Kong.
Kong has opposable thumbs.
That's true. And
as we've seen, evolution favors the thumbs.
And I saw in the trailer he had a sword or something, and I'm like, that's kind of
his
sick.
axe.
Yeah, what if he just picks up a building and just starts smacking Godzilla? Then I'm again Kong, man. So I'm on the Kong hype train.
All right, so my second Bev card. Woof, jumping ahead of myself.
We're not there yet.
Is that Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell are going to the Super Bowl, and the Steelers franchise is at home after losing 2 straight to the Cleveland Browns.
Love it.
Sipping on that. So I'm sipping on that until next year. Until we beat the Steelers again next year.
Twice.
So I'm gonna until we beat them twice next year. They don't make the playoffs. I'm gonna be sipping on that one for about a year.
Yeah. Especially Le'Veon Bell. AB's kind of AB's kind of a head case.
For our YouTube watchers, we do have a guest appearance.
Oh,
Cal over here.
What's up,
He had to load me up with the Corona stuff.
Hey, we got some beer delivery.
Cal.
Hey, there we go.
Got a beer delivery.
There we go.
Okay, thank you.
That's awesome. How come I don't have that kind of bottle service? What the?
It's tough, man.
It must be a Columbus thing.
Doesn't come cheap.
Oh man! All right, so where were we?
I'm so sorry. I interrupted.
No, dude,
my
you're
live
fine.
beer delivery.
I can't blame
No.
you. You're just getting some seltzer hand delivered.
So where were we? This is like I really don't
Le'Veon
remember.
Bell. Nolan
Le'Veon Bell.
There
Le'Veon
we go.
Bell.
Le'Veon
Le'Veon
Bell. We're
Bell.
getting back on track here. AB's kind of a head case. So, like, good for him, whatever. But Le'Veon Bell, like, I support him. He wanted to leave Pittsburgh. He did it. He went to a bad Jet situation. So I'm happy he's in the Super Bowl for him. I'm happy for Bell.
Yeah, I'm happy he's in the Super Bowl, but he didn't touch the ball one time last season.
I know. I'm still confused on why. Like, where was the major drop off in the last 2 or 3 years?
They're running backs. They come and go. Running backs come and go, and they're just gone.
I guess you could say the Steelers were right to let him walk because they used the hell out of him. He sat out that year, went to the Jets, went to the Jets, and then the half this year with the Chiefs, and not much. So between all his usage at Michigan State and Pittsburgh, it looks like he kind of wore down. But he got his money, so he got what he wanted.
And now he's in the Super Bowl, you know?
Yeah.
So then you're right. This worked out for the Steelers. And it kind of.
No, kind of. James Conner, softest running back in the league, in my opinion.
Well, it depends. Yeah. If you look at it from the fact that, like, maybe load management was his issue, like Todd Gurley, we see Todd Gurley kind of struggling now. Like, he's had a big drop off. Would Bell still be effective 3 years later in Pittsburgh? Because they would have used him a lot. Who knows, you know? So Pittsburgh kind of sucks, but they probably made the right move getting rid of him. And, hey, Bell's Super Bowl now, so he's doing well for himself.
Yeah. I mean, it's the running backs on the second contracts are always iffy, to say the least. So,
yeah,
I think it was the right thing to get rid of him.
So, Nolan, other than that Bud Light Platinum, what are you sipping on this week in the Bev cart?
So I'm sipping on. So today we are recording this January 26th. Sad note, but year anniversary from when Kobe Bryant and others unfortunately passed away from this earth in a helicopter accident. And Pau Gasol, one of his best friends, one of his best teammates with the Lakers, had a big post. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but a couple of the parts where it actually really made me choke up was when Pau mentioned, he's like, hey, I hope you and Gigi are smiling down on us. And I wish you could see how strong, sweet, and amazing your girls are. They are growing so fast, brother. And Pau Gasol, he named his first daughter. His middle name is Gianna, which is Kobe's late daughter's name. And he said, we'll make sure she knows where her middle name comes from. And, you know, sad day. I remember a year ago today. I'll never forget where I was a year ago today. I'll never forget that. But Pau Gasol is a true best friend to Kobe Bryant, and it's awesome to see how Pau has kind of taken over a role as like a really big uncle / family member for the Bryant family. So that's what I'm sipping on is Pau Gasol.
That's a good one. Yeah, it is sad. That's all you can really say. It's just devastating, you know.
Yeah, I still can't believe it.
For all involved, not just Kobe, for Gigi, for all of them, everyone that was on that.
Everyone that was on that helicopter. It's just, you know, sad day. So,
yeah, I'll never forget. I was trying on my suit for my wedding, and in the wedding or in the dressing room, I got like a message or something. The first person I called was Nolan. I said, "Dude, are you seeing this?" And it was a surreal feeling and unreal day. The one cool note, I don't know if you guys saw, but SportsCenter did a cool thing on the 6 o'clock line. They talked to all the superstars of today's NBA: Paul George, LeBron, Curry, Kyle Lowry, all these guys that grew up watching Kobe, and they asked them what it was like the first time stepping on the court with them. Yeah. So there were some pretty cool stories about that, and it just reminds you of how legendary Kobe Bryant was on a basketball court. Yeah. Because guys like Paul George had the responsibility to D him up day one.
Yeah.
And this is one of the ones that was funny. He goes, one of his assistant coaches knew Kobe personally. And so his assistant coach was talking all this heat to Kobe, getting him fired up. Paul George is getting cooked by Kobe all game. Like not even fair. Kobe hits him with a shimmy, an up fake. Paul George goes for it, gets off his feet. As Austin Carr likes to say, we got him a bird. Kobe makes a basket. Mm-hmm. Kobe runs back down the court, screams to the assistant coach, B. Shaw, and says, "Yo, check that young player for some feathers." They say Kobe didn't talk much, but when he did, people listened, and it's just those stories are really cool to reflect on.
Yep.
Obviously horrible feeling and sad news of what happened a year ago today, but it's a good time to reflect on the greatness and legendary status that Kobe Bryant was on a basketball court.
Yeah.
And as cheesy as it might sound, he's a reminder that you should live every day with that Mamba mentality to wake up and try to be better than you were the next day. So rest in peace, Kobe Bryant, and everyone else that passed on this unfortunate day a year ago. But, their memory and their legacy will live on. So, rest in peace. Rest in peace. All right. Move on to the bonfire. Sean, what you throwing in the bonfire today?
So I'm throwing on people who go to the gym and they don't know like proper etiquette. Like there's unwritten rules in the gym. So this was yesterday. I'm in the gym with my Mamba mentality. All right.
Hell yeah.
I'm going in there to get I'm going in there to put up some weight, right? And I get in there and there's this skinny kid. He comes in and first he doesn't have a mask on, and that's cool. I'm not sweating that. Cool. I'm just painting the picture here. Okay. And he's skinny. All right, let's just throw that out there, skinny. And I shit you not, guys. I promise you, I was writing notes down in my phone because I was so frustrated. He was on the butterfly machine, the cable butterfly machine.
Yeah.
Right. Then he would go to the press machine. Then he went over, set up a decline press, Smith machine for bench pressing. Then he went to like the 90-degree bench and was doing shoulder things. Then he was going to the dip machine, the cable dip machine, the press downs. And then he had 2 sets of dumbbells on the flat bench where he was doing butterflies and chest presses. And so he was going between all of them.
So I was going to say he had at least 7 to 8 station circuit going.
Yes.
Is that
I don't work out at a Planet Fitness. I don't work out at one of those other things. So this is like my neighborhood community center gym.
Right.
Where it's a good size, but like everybody in the gym was looking at him. And there were some dudes in there that were old timers, and those guys were putting up weight. And he was even going up to them and asking, "Can I use that?" while they were using it, while he was going around. And the one guy looked at me with his mask. This is all I see. He looks at me and we make eye contact and we just stare at each other and shake our heads. I'm throwing that in the bonfire. Go ahead. Get your supersets in. Go ahead. Go from machine to machine. And he wasn't wiping anything down. COVID or not. Dude, you're not wiping anything
down.
Gross.
That's gross, dude. That's just
gross.
I
when I tell you, I was so mad. It ruined it. So I did not get one of my transcendent workouts in. I did not get one of my generational workouts in.
That's his fault.
You can't let them affect you. What you should have done, you should have teamed up with them and said, "Yo, if you're doing a 7 workout exercise, I'm in. Hop in that circuit with him."
Dude, I was texting
Steve. You should
Fade
punch
Steve
him in the face.
I was texting Fade Steve, and Steve wanted me to say real loud at one of the machines, "Yo, you done?" He wanted me to like just scream like, "Yo, you done on this one?
You done?
Yo, you done?" I'm throwing that in the bonfire. People who don't know the unwritten rules of the gym, where it's like, don't block the guy behind you in the mirror. Like that's the kind of kid this was. Like I would have been doing curls and he would have stood in front of me to do something. Like, dude, what are you doing? Checking myself out in the mirror. Move.
Yeah. So Nolan, is there an unwritten rule in the gym about pooping? Never mind. We'll get to that. We'll get to that some other time.
No,
I think so, but only if people catch you.
Only if people catch you. Yeah. Only okay.
It's not illegal. It's not illegal if people don't see it.
Right. Exactly. All right. No, this conversation ends here. Teaser. Nolan, go ahead with your thoughts.
So what I'm gonna say is, so you're saying this dude is he's skinny, so he's not an avid gym goer, is what you're saying.
No.
Or was he like a beefy kid that was just an asshole?
No, he was skinny as rails.
All right. So I can
like in my mind, I envisioned me looking at him because I was staring at him. That if he said something to me, I was fairly confident I could lift him off of the ground with one hand. He was fairly skinny. He was smaller. Like if I got a good hold around his neck, I could lift him up. Now I'm not saying for long or hold it up there or, Undertaker him, but like I could get him up off the ground. If that paints a better picture for you.
Yeah. So I can say from experience as someone that has spent more time in the bleachers at a sports game than in the weight room, that it's not the easiest thing for people that like aren't already like I know you two, like, dude, you guys are athletes, like you've worked out.
Don't put
like,
us in the same category.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm just
don't
saying,
put
like,
me in Chowscott's category.
No, I'm just saying, like,
he's a god.
You are athletes. You've worked out before. Like, you're beefy and like respect, obviously. And like, I'm not. Like, I'm a little pudgy. I got a little beer belly going. Like, I'm not a very athletic guy. So I can understand the point that, like, it's a little intimidating being in the weight room when you don't really understand, like, you know, the weightlifting culture and whatnot. But I would never do that a day in my life. That's just ignorant. That's just ridiculous.
I give him props for walking in there not knowing what the hell is going on and just saying, I'm owning this gym.
That's what I'm saying.
He looked around in the gym and said, somebody stop me. So that's going in my bev cart. Thank you, Sean. You give me fuel. He walked in that gym and said, somebody stop me. I'm taking over.
I guess
We're
you're right.
Take my
you're
gym,
right.
We're here to take over.
You're right. I mean, he did kind of go in there. But there was the one guy in there that I see every now and then who benches. I mean, I think he puts 3 45s on each side. So however much that is, he just tosses that up. I don't know how much that is.
Dude, that's just that kid.
He just tosses it.
He's just got balls of steel.
Like, you gotta get it. See if he'll join the
crazy,
podcast.
Bro.
Can we get an interview with this guy next time you're in there? Just throw your phone. I'll be like, hey, I need to interview you.
Next time, if I'm ever in there, I will go on like Facebook Live and I'll just boom, bow, and I'll just fire it up and look at him. I'll just fire it up.
I want this guy on the show.
I don't.
Yeah,
dude,
that's crazy. I could never.
Dude, he pissed me off.
Again, as a little body, I wish I had that man's confidence, because that is crazy.
Yeah. and speaking of confidence, my other bonfire is Mr. McGregor, who doesn't lack confidence. People are saying he's done. I don't think he's done. I think he said he was inactive, and you can't be inactive in that sport. And I don't think he's done. I think give him a couple more fights and let him get into fighting shape and get back into his rhythm. I don't think he's done. McGregor's not done.
I just want to see him fight Jake Paul, because Jake Paul has disrespected the hell out of him.
Yeah,
First
Jake
he
Paul
offered him $50 million.
Jake Paul's fighting someone.
He just signed to fight somebody.
Oh
yeah,
I forget his name, but the dude he's fighting is retired, and he's like coming out to fight one more time, or like he's old or something like that. I forget his name.
That's a $10,000 fight, like Connor was just about to say. His last
I was going to say, yeah.
It's a $10,000 fight.
Which I thought was funny. That was a good chirp. It was I offered you $50 million. Here's $10K to come fight me, which is still moronic. Because, like, dude, Jake Paul, you're not making it around against any legitimate UFC fighter. So I really hope Conor McGregor signs up and literally beats the shit out of Jake Paul. Because I don't think Jake Paul lasts 30 seconds. And he's bigger, so I don't know. But I don't –
yeah.
If McGregor and Jake Paul fight, McGregor will be favored by like
a lot.
minus 400. It's not going to be it'll be interesting.
You got to go through the progressions. You can't use YouTube and these videos and
Right.
marketing yourself to skip to the top. That's why I'm surprised Mayweather and Jake Paul are fighting.
Logan Paul
are fighting, because it's like you fought a couple times. Now you're skipping and you're going. You gotta go through the progressions. You gotta build your way up to that. You gotta build your resume.
Confused. So who knocked out Nate Robinson?
Jake Paul.
Logan Paul. So why is Logan Paul fighting Mayweather?
Well, he's a professional fighter too. Air quotes.
Oh, I thought only one of them were pro fighters. I didn't.
No, they both are.
Yeah, they both are. Yeah.
Okay.
But also, side note, we're talking about that. Jake Paul was in attendance at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City for the Browns Chiefs game. Sorry, Jake, it's your fault, brother. Your fault. The Browns lost, so I hate Jake Paul for that.
Yeah, I'm probably eventually gonna like them, but like right now I don't.
Well, if they become legit fighters, man, you gotta respect that. You know?
Yeah, like
now.
Okay, respect. I already respect them because what they've done. That you got to give them credit. You got to
respect. Nothing but respect.
I probably will eventually like them, but not right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I take that back. Edit that out. I'm never gonna like them. I take that out.
This is on the internet forever.
Take that out.
But no, dude. As weird as it is that we're talking about Jake Paul right now, it always. But before we move on, because we have to move on, because we can't spend too much time. It always bothered me. They always talked about how they came up from like struggle. They're from Westlake, Ohio. I know, Connor. I know you know Westlake, bro. That's a fantastic community. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's not nothing to say. I came from here. I came from nothing. But hey, we don't know their struggles. We don't know their home life.
That's
whatever.
Fair. That's fair. Hey,
either way, let's go to my bonfire.
Yep.
I'm ready. This week, I'm throwing in Mike Thomas tweeting from his couch about his divisional rival going to the Super Bowl. So the cornerback from the Buccaneers has locked down Mike Thomas all
Carlton
season.
Davis. Carlton Davis.
Yeah.
Yep.
Locked Mike Thomas down all season. Called him the slant god or something like that.
Slant boy.
Slant boy, which
Slant
is
boy.
hilarious. The best roast I've seen in the NFL in a minute. Called him slant boy. Because that's what he had. In all honesty, that's what he has been. Drew Brees hasn't been able to throw the football down the field
Short routes.
for 2 years, and that's why Mike Thomas is like 6'3", 6'4", perfect slant boy. And he's over here tweeting that the cornerback from the Bucs got burned, and it's like, dude, Mike Thomas, just shut up. You're like, he's such a child. He's not a great NFL wide receiver. He's really good, but he's not like, he should not be sitting on his couch tweeting this dude talking about how he got burnt in the NFC Championship game.
Sounds like
Mike
Chase
Thomas,
Claypool.
Yeah, like, dude, just shut up. Get out of here. And the other thing I'm throwing in bonfire, sticking with football, the referees. The refs a wanka.
Suck.
That was my high school yearbook quote. The refs a wanka. Refs this year, and it was so noticeable in that Bills-Chiefs game. The illegal man downfield penalty is the most uncalled penalty in NFL. It's disregarded at this point. It's so obnoxious because you got guys like Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen and those offenses that run RPOs at a staggering rate. And they hold on to the ball so long. Like Pat Mahomes on one play, drop back, 3-step drop back on an RPO, which should not happen because it's literally
Legal.
Designed to be a 1-step drop back and throw. 3-step drop back, dodges a defender, and then throws a ball. And a lineman is the furthest man downfield, and there's no penalty called. Same thing with the Bills. The Bills did the same thing. Josh Allen, they're running that one play where they did the RPO, and the tight end would pretend to block for like a while and then would slip out. I saw 3 offensive linemen 5-6 yards on the field. It's so obnoxious that the refs are just letting it go because these offenses are more fun, exciting, whatever. Like I get it, but change the rule, because the rule is still, if there's a guy more than a yard downfield in the NFL, it's a illegal man downfield.
Yeah.
So that bothered me so much watching that Bills-Chiefs game, was that just because these offenses are fun to watch, they just were not calling that play. Like you could tell the refs going into that game, like, yeah, we're not going to call this. And it's been a thing all year. It's annoyed the hell out of me, is the refs and the illegal man downfield call. It's and even the Browns have done it. The refs just need to actually make the call. Yeah, it's just annoying. The NFL has got to make a call on it.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be able to pick and choose, when. Because, again, illegal man downfield, it's not like pass interference. It's not like, holding, anything like that, where it's like, yeah, I'm sure it happens every play and refs just miss it. That's just part of the game. But, like, how do you miss a legal man downfield? Like, that's one of the most, like, easy to spot penalties, It's just who's downfield when the ball's still in quarterback's hand. And
it's not fair because the refs could be in my bonfire every week.
Yeah, refs suck.
Refs, it's one of the hardest jobs in sports.
For sure.
So I give them that, but I just, it's so annoying when you see it called once and then I'm like, okay, I'm going to look for this next play. And I look and the guy's 6 yards on the field. I'm like, why was this not called this play?
Yeah.
It's just that's just stuff just annoying.
Yeah.
Go Browns.
Yeah.
Go Browns.
I will say, to kind of be devil's advocate for our argument last week about the Browns and the fumbling out of the end zone goes to the defense. That's really one of the only rules that actually benefits the defense in today's NFL. So as much as it's stupid and it's ridiculous, like the offense, it's an offense tailored league, and the offense gets every benefit.
Yeah. Okay.
The rule still sucks. Don't get me wrong, but like,
yeah. But the devil's advocate. You're the one that said a fumble is so random. Why is it penalized?
Like, dude, don't nail me to a cross. Jeez.
Sorry. I take it back. I recant everything.
No, it's okay. No,
my bonfire's not real.
It's a fair point. I agree with you.
No, what are you throwing in the bonfire?
All right, dude. I'm throwing in Xbox tried to raise their membership prices. So it used to be, Connor, I know we used to share an Xbox account, and
I don't have Live 35.
Yep. and it used to be $60 for a year to play on Xbox Live and the servers. This week or last week, they tried to raise it to $60 for 6 months, which means it's $120 for a year just to play on Xbox Live. $120 a year.
So that's to me that's I'm going to PlayStation.
Well, did
PlayStation adjust their prices at all?
Nope, they're still the same.
I would go to PlayStation.
Well, Xbox quickly saw how the backlash of that, and they very quickly recanted, and they did not actually go through with that pricing. But that was the thing they put out there that they were going to do, like $120 to just, dude. Oh my gosh, that's like in my college house I live in. That's a third of my rent just to play Xbox Live. That is ridiculous. That's asinine.
Xbox has been on thin ice with me ever since the Red Ring of Death. I got like 4 straight Xboxes that just red ring right away.
That was an irrational fear when we were kids, getting the Red Ring of Death.
Every time.
Not to Sean, it sounds very rational.
Yeah,
seriously.
4.
For us, it wasn't.
No, it was like 3 or 4 because I remember I used to have to walk to GameStop to go get it because my mom was working, so I would just walk up. So I went and got the first one. I was so hyped. I had it. Went home, red ring, walked all the way back. Oh, I was so mad. So committed, though, I guess. They're back at it because I would just – it's whatever now.
Yeah.
I'm not walking there.
Yeah, man. That's just crazy. Like, I pay I think, Spectrum raised their prices, so I pay about $80 a month for, like, the best Wi-Fi. So I'd be paying more for Wi-Fi per month than Xbox in 6 months. Like, it's just ridiculous. I don't know if the math adds up. I'm not a math major, so –
yeah, I didn't follow any of that math.
Dude, just know it's ridiculous.
Okay, while we're on the Xbox subject, Rocket League I re-downloaded Rocket League today, and after playing like 2 hours of Warfare or Warzone on Call of Duty, Rocket League is the best game to ever grace Xbox.
See, I suck at that game, so I don't like it.
It's so simple, but so much fun, and it's 5-minute games. It's dude, it's perfect. It's.
Yeah. You should start streaming on Twitch. We'll have a Yardback Twitch account.
Dude,
you start streaming Rocket League. Let's do it.
I should. I mean, we can. It'll be. I'm entertaining too because I'm not like the best player, but yeah. When do I not humble brag? It's like the first time this has ever happened. I enjoy the game a lot, so we might have to do that. We'll see.
We could play Warzone together too. Stream that.
Oh no! Don't even say that because Sean and I always try and play Warzone with you.
Yeah, you ditch us all the time.
I ditch you all the time.
All the time, dude.
Not even ditch. He doesn't even let us join.
Yeah, he doesn't even give a chance for him to ditch us.
And it's not. And I don't even know why we're fronting like that because has he ever carried us? No, Sean. Who carries?
Seahawk. Chow Scott.
Chow Scott. But Sean is the best role player I've ever played with. I will say that.
I know my role, man. If you want me to carry shields, give them to me. Whatever you want. You want whatever you need me to carry.
Oh, yeah,
just tell me what to do.
In a minute, actually, but all right. Let's move on to the back shoulder fade. Sean, what's your back shoulder fade this week?
So I'm going to stick with kind of like the boxing fighting thing we were talking about earlier. So Ryan Garcia and Manny Pacquiao are apparently fighting. I think Ryan Garcia takes Manny out in under 3 rounds.
Okay.
I don't know if you've watched any highlights of Ryan Garcia or seen him at all.
I've seen him on like social media because he got big on like social media, like posting clips and stuff like that.
Yeah, the dude can punch. The dude can throw has some power behind his punches, but he's 22. The record I found, and this is all according to box.live, he's 21-0, 5'10", 70-inch reach, and 22 years of age. Manny Pacquiao, 42. This said Manny had 71 fights. I couldn't find Manny's exact record because I think there was some difference in the exhibition matches he's fought and what counted and what didn't.
He did some cockfights down in Puerto Rico or something like that.
something in the Philippines.
That one, yeah.
71 fights. He's like 5'6" and a 67 inch reach. So I don't know, man. I think it's over and under 3. I think Garcia works him, takes him to town.
I'm with you on that. I mean, if you're just saying 42 versus 22, I know Pacquiao is one of the greatest to ever do it, but dude, that's an age difference, especially with Pacquiao He's been in Congress down in the Philippines for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's training and stuff, but like the McGregor fight, like McGregor stepped into the octagon and was not ready. It just was not the same McGregor we saw. You could tell he was distracted with other things. And I saw Khabib, going back to McGregor, Khabib tweeted out something I thought was very interesting. And he was like, what do you expect when you leave your whole original team that got you where you're at? You start focusing on other things other than being that underdog fighter. Like, that's why McGregor got great. He was that underdog mentality against the world. And then he's rocking the suits, coming out with shitty whiskey, proper 12. Don't waste your money on
Irish whiskey.
Cool commercials, bad whiskey. Jameson still reigns supreme in the Irish whiskey category.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sean, I'm glad you brought that up because I think that'll be another – it's an interesting fight. There's a lot of interesting fights happening nowadays.
And I don't think it'll have a lot of hype coming into it because neither one of them are like Floyd or McGregor. They're not huge self-promoters in the sense of like trash talk. At least to my knowledge about Garcia. Manny, we know he's not really – that's not his thing. But yeah, no, to touch base on what you said about McGregor – in those comments, it almost kind of stinks because like McGregor lost and you didn't get any of that like funny trash talk leading up to it. So I like really want him to pick one. Like you can lose your next 10 fights. I don't care, but give me something funny. Like give me something to laugh at. Give me some clips in the press game and the pressers and stuff. Or win. One or the other.
Right.
So
yeah.
Hopefully the Jake Paul thing takes off.
Yeah.
I'm a very casual boxing fan and like UFC fan. Like I don't really follow it much, but like I watch like the big fights. But every time I just hear like box, all I can think about is the DeAndre Hopkins video in training camp against D'Angelo Hall, the I Fear God boy. Because before that, which I think is almost as good of a quote, is that when they first get into like a little scrum, DeAndre just says like, "Let's box. We can box."
Let's box.
Most casual, like just like low tone voice ever. Like, all right, we can box. And every time I hear that, I just think of that, and I just, damn. But
sadly, in my opinion, I was talking to one of my friends the other day. I think that's what's going to save boxing is like the old celebrity death match. Those little clay guys that used to have celebrities fight.
That show scared the shit out of me.
But that's what in a sense is what's going to kind of save boxing as a sport, which is
it sucks, but you're not wrong. But like, you're not wrong.
Do people want to see two boxers that have been practicing their whole life and working this, or do you want to see Jake Paul fight another celebrity?
That's a tough
Trippie
part.
Red, like Trippie Red and Takashi. Do you want to see them box? Like that's that's what people are gonna pay to watch.
And that's why YouTubers are dominating that. They're trying to do that now. Because you mentioned earlier, Logan Paul, his first boxing match was against another YouTuber named KSI.
Oh, Soulja Boy. Jake Paul wants to fight Soulja Boy. People would sign. People want to see that. So it sucks. It sucks, but I think that is what's going to save. I don't even know if save boxing is the right thing to say about it, but I think that's what people are going to start watching. Celebrity death match in real life without the death, obviously.
All right, Connor, what's your back shoulder fade?
Throwing it deep, hopping into MLB season. I got the New York Mets versus the Toronto Blue Jays in the World Series. News came out today. The Blue Jays have just signed all-star shortstop Marcus Semien to a one-year, $18 million deal, which I thought was pretty wild signing –
Semien to
$18 million, like 1 year, $18 million. And the reason I think they're going to the World Series, because they're about to go all in. We know they got Springer, they got Michael Brantley, 2 World Series champs, 2 studs in the MLB. And with that Semien 1 year deal, it tells me they're all in. We know they have a sick young cast with Bo Bichette,
Vladdy Jr. I have
Vladdy Jr.
I have his poster. Or like a little cutout right in front of me right now. Here, you keep talking. I'm gonna show it.
Okay.
Dude, I don't trust your laptop. You're gonna pull something out. You're gonna die on us.
He does. Yep. Confirming for those listening, he does have a picture above his desk. Please check out our YouTube channel. Search Yardback Sports.
Yeah. Sorry for dropping my mic.
Subscribe.
I had to show Vladdy right there, baby. I love Vlad.
So I think with that move, a 1-year deal, $18 million to a shortstop, I think the Blue Jays are going all in. I know they have a pretty good young core and pitching staff, but every year we see the MLB ace is on the market. So with those young prospects they have, the Blue Jays are going to make a deal at the deadline, go heavy into their bullpen or pitching staff in general, make a deal, and they're going to go to the World Series.
Yeah.
And then for the Mets, rumor has it that they're going after Trevor Bauer pretty hard. So that means you got Jacob deGrom, 2-time Cy Young winner, Trevor Bauer, 1-time Cy Young winner with amazing postseason experience. And then you got who's the third guy in that rotation? Thor. So it's gonna be crazy. I mean, those 3 guys, Jacob Syndergaard, or not Jacob.
Noah Syndergaard. No,
Thor Syndergaard.
Thor Syndergaard, DeGrom, Bauer.
Those are all 3 bona fide Cy Youngs a year. That might be the best top 3 we've seen in baseball and forever if they also stay healthy. So I got Mets versus Blue Jays in the World Series.
Well, then you got the polar bear Pete Alonso, and then now Frankie, Pete
Alonso, Wilson Ramos. If he can have a year like he did with the Nationals before he tore his ACL.
Michael Conforto. That's a nice team, bro. Nice team.
Yoenis Cespedes, if he comes out of his hole in the Dominican Republic, like dude, the Mets are nice team, the Mets are a really solid team if they land Bauer. So contingent on Bauer going to the Mets. And the Blue Jays, which I think they will, go after an ace at the trade deadline with the prospects they have. I think those 2 teams will meet in the World Series this year.
I love it. Because those are 2, again, like pretty young teams, pretty like up and coming. I'm all for the Blue Jays. I've never disliked the Blue Jays. I've actually been to their ballpark. And let me tell you, first of all, there's no parking around in Toronto. It's ridiculous. Please get more parking, Toronto. But it's crazy. They're 300 level, like their nosebleeds. You can't sit in them. Like, there's no fans sit up there, and, like, it's at such, like, a bad angle, and it's so steep that I don't think they even actually send fans up there, which is hilarious. But their ballpark's really cool. So, go Blue Jays.
What's the coolest ballpark you ever been to?
I've only been to Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and Toronto. Answer that after Connor says what he's going to say.
Okay, so I will say the other thing with the Mets I think is going to be huge is their manager, Mickey Callaway.
Yes.
Former Terry Francona assistant. So now he's got Lindor, who he grew up coaching. Lindor came up under him. Granted, Mickey Callaway was a pitching coach. So that's why I think the Mets are shoo-in for Trevor Bauer, because you got Mickey Callaway, who was Bauer's professional pitching coach. Mickey Callaway's touched all the guys that the Tribes have and dealt. So I think
Cy Young winners last 5 years.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So I think the Mets are legitimate, scary contender. Their owner is now at the Yankees level of we're spending money because we can spend money.
Yep.
So Nolan, go ahead with what you're saying. But I just want to say that I think the Mets are shooing for a futures bet in the NL.
So Sean, answer your question about the stadium. I think Cleveland and Pittsburgh. I've only been at 3: Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and Toronto. Cleveland and Pittsburgh have the better stadiums. Like, it's more modern. It's better food places. It's just like those are the advantages. But Toronto, it's like kind of a worse stadium, but it's just really cool. You know, like you watch them on TV. It's kind of like half dome and big outfield walls, and like it just looks kind of interesting. Like, that's what it is. It's just interesting. So I think that's the coolest stadium I've been to, because it's just like it's not the greatest. It's not modern. It's kind of dirty. Like, it's just cool.
I think
that's my pick.
We've been to similar stadiums, but I've been to the Philly Citizens Bank, and I've been to
that looks like an awesome stadium.
It's a nice stadium, and I've been to the Tropicana where the Rays play. I think is the Trop.
Yeah, which sucks. From what I've heard,
it is absolutely the worst place I've ever been in.
Move Tampa to Montreal. Bring back the Expos.
Bring them back. It's the worst.
The Expos.
No, bring him to Columbus, bro. I need more professional sports then.
All right, I'm cool with that too. Bring him to Columbus.
No, bring him to Raleigh. Raleigh
bring him to Cleveland. Bring him to Cleveland. Let's get 2 teams.
Whatever, man.
We can combine them, and they still wouldn't have a payroll more than the average MLB team.
PNC though, the Pittsburgh Pirates is my favorite stadium.
No, it is. The river right there. Awesome.
Yeah, the backdrop out there.
Other than Heinz Field and the views, it's sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I will say, in all honesty, I've only been to 3. PNC, I think, has the best views. And then, obviously, Progressive Field with the Tribe and the Chicago White Sox. Chicago White Sox.
I've never been there, but
it was a neat stadium, but it didn't have anything like special about it, and it was way outside of the city, next to the freeway. Just not a great vibe. But I'm gonna have to say Progressive Field is better than PNC, just because I think the atmosphere around it was a lot better. I enjoyed it a bit more. The bars around it, the food now at Progressive Stadium or Field, whatever we're calling it, is so neat. You got Barrio, you got
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
the Slider Job, or what, like the sloppy. I don't even know, man.
The
so
local
good.
restaurants they put in, amazing. It's such a good idea.
And you got like the bleacher seating for anybody that's never been to an Indians game. Get the district ticket, $15. They'll probably raise it because it started out at like $10, and then they found out everybody who's young in Cleveland, even older people, just buying $15 tickets. You get your first beer free, and you just drink for 8 innings, and then the game's close. I think the Indians have the best atmosphere of the 3 stadiums I've been to.
They do. But you guys got to come to the game in Toronto because it's just a cool place. It's hard to explain. It's just a cool place to watch a baseball game. But all right, my back shoulder fade, again close to home. So LeBron James, in my opinion, and in any sane person opinion, is the best player currently in the NBA, and he's probably the GOAT. But that's a bigger topic for another time. And obviously, he's in year 18. He's still putting up crazy MVP numbers. But I think that the scariest part about LeBron James and what other teams should be genuinely terrified of after seeing is Monday night, when he played the Cavs in Cleveland. At the end of the third quarter, with the Cavs up by 2, 89-87, he took a fadeaway jumper off one leg, missed it. A Cavs executive that was sitting courtside cheered a little bit too hard, in LeBron's words, was a little bit too happy to see LeBron miss. And LeBron kind of looked at him, gave him that little confused face, and was like, all right, bet. LeBron went on to drop 21 points in the fourth quarter, 46 total. And honestly, he had one of his most efficient shooting nights that I've ever seen that man have. And I've watched hundreds of LeBron James games. So the scariest part of LeBron is that if he can do that with the dumbest motivation of just like one Cavs executive just like saying, hey, you missed, haha, what's he going to do when he knows that his time is almost up in the NBA and he's going in the playoffs? And he's like, yeah, I only got a couple more years left in me. I'm going to win the finals this year. That motivation is astronomically greater than just like, oh, this dude laughed when I missed a shot. That's terrifying for other teams. That's terrifying.
I hate LeBron.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I don't.
My God.
Nah, I don't hate him. I don't hate him.
You can't say that, dude.
Nah, I can't say that.
I kind of. I don't. I love LeBron.
Wow.
What?
Nothing. I just the LeBron slander. You said no Aaron Rodgers slander on here, but all I hear is.
Nah, I'm not. I don't hate LeBron.
There's not no slander yet. I'll bring some Aaron Rodgers slander to our next segment.
Oh, I got some stuff to say about Aaron Rodgers.
I'm getting off.
I got
off.
The discount double check. I got some stuff to say about him. But don't
yeah,
get me started.
Back to LeBron. I mean, it was so cool. I love that the Cavs are in a place now where they're bad and they just respect. Like, it's already like the past that they respect, like Tristan Thompson, LeBron, Kyrie Irving. They did the Kyrie tribute video when he came back this year. So I'm loving all that. LeBron is still amazing. Like, all those guys that were Cavs for the championships, I still feel like they are Cavs. And the one thing I do want to mention, though, did you guys hear about the Nets literally eyeing every single Cavs player?
They want Kevin Love, they want JaVale, they want Drummond, bro.
Drummond. It's so funny, dude. The Cavs, the Nets are just trying to be. I mean, I respect it. Like, I get it, and maybe that's why we got Jared Allen in that trade.
And Prince,
Kobe Altman.
Aaron Prince is nice.
Yeah, Kobe Altman was like, "Hey, if you guys give us these guys now, I'll see what I can do."
Yeah, right.
I'll see what I can do.
Honestly, Nets, just give the Cavs your entire bench. We will take it for JaVale McGee, because they'll probably do it too. Give us Landry Shamet.
If the Cavs trade, or if the Nets take any more Cavs players, it's already. I mean, we already have Kyrie and Joe Harris on their squad. What else do they need?
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that.
We did have Joe Harris.
Joe Harris is it's unfortunate we had to get because like when the Cavs had Harris, we were very win now, and he was a rookie, so it makes sense why he got rid of him. The dude's a baller.
Yeah, he can shoot.
Yeah, dude is a baller. But yeah, I think the thing that I like, I don't know if I like it, but actually no, I want to hear your guys' opinion on this. Tristan Thompson came out this week, in a press conference, he said he loves Cleveland, and he's like, Clevelanders are a bunch of gritty MFers, but, keep it PG. And I feel like I played that way my entire time in Cleveland, and I feel like I should have my jersey hung in the rafters. Do you guys think Tristan Thompson's jersey should be retired?
Every single person on that championship team should have their jersey retired. They snapped a drought in Cleveland that was over 50 years for the entire professional sports franchise. I'm with them. Put him up in the rafters. And to his credit, I don't think we get that championship without him. He was the grittiest basketball player in that stretch of time. He would have 3 or 4 dunks a game on some easy buckets.
8
but
rebounds,
everything else he did,
rebounds.
like I said, put them all up in the rafters. Even the dudes, Dante Jones, all those random ass dudes on the bench. Put them all up there.
Dude. No, I'm with you because also look at it. Tristan Thompson is top 5 in Cavs history in rebounds. He's top 10 in blocks, I believe. And while he didn't put up the flashiest numbers, you're right. Cavs are not winning the finals without him. So put his number up in the rafters. I will salute that every time I walk into Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. I agree. Tristan. I'm with you.
And he got a kid with the Kardashians. That's
legendary, dude.
Yes, the Cleveland dude. Toronto to Cleveland, up in the rafters.
His jersey needs to stay right on that bench where it belongs. It ain't going to no rafters. I don't think so. I don't.
Yeah, but to Connor's point, he had the Kardashians buy an apartment in downtown Cleveland. The Kardashians living in Cleveland, Ohio. Bro, they're not made.
They had the Kardashians go to Marble Room. I was eating at the same restaurants as Kardashians when I was working.
The Kardashians aren't made for weather below 70 degrees. And they were living in Cleveland for half the year. Tristan is a legend.
No, he's not.
Tristan rafters now.
Put him up there. Put the 1-3 up there.
No. I can't. Maybe in time, maybe, but nah, I wouldn't. I don't think
I think LeBron, so. Kyrie.
No, I wouldn't retire Kyrie's jersey.
I think they would. I think those four. Those four. I mean, obviously LeBron, but Kyrie, Kevin Love, Tristan. I think could all be up in the rafters.
Dellavedova's going up there.
Nobody. Deli.
If Zydrunas Ilgauskas went up in the rafters.
Anderson Varejao should go in before all of them.
No, LeBron didn't even win a title with us.
Don't care.
Varejao didn't win a title. But
don't care.
No. Tristan, Kevin Love, Kyrie. Those are the 3 that should go up in the rafters, in my opinion. They should.
No, I wouldn't put Kyrie's up there either. I'd be petty. No.
JR and Shumpert got to go too.
You're right. Just put the whole roster.
I'm telling
JR.
I
don't care. Put the whole roster, dude.
No,
I love that.
Nah, JR. What JR? The jersey he wore during that parade, that's what'll go up there. Nothing. Okay.
You mean the jersey he didn't wear?
Just put JR's picture in the rafters. Just shirtless. Just put his picture. Just flex.
No, even though I could get behind putting JR retiring his up there before all theirs.
But I'm saying whatever. Like I said, I'll put the whole Cavs team up there. That's amazing.
No, I think that's what I just agreed. Put Tristan up there. Why not? Who cares? We want the title.
You go put David Blatt up there too?
Yeah, dude. Who cares? Put Tyronn Lue up there. David Griffin. Put David Griffin up there.
No. LeBron.
Put me up there. I was a
Love. You can maybe sell me on Love.
No, Love
Kyrie,
for sure.
I'm not.
Love for sure.
Love for sure.
Love less than Thompson, dude.
No.
I would put Thompson up there before Kevin Love.
You're out of your.
I wouldn't put none of them up there.
Yeah, Kevin Love had the ticket sales because all the girls loved them.
I don't know. I've had sympathy because Love especially signed that big deal when we were awful. So I respect him for wanting to stay in Cleveland, and that's why I think I want him in the rafters. I love that, the loyalty. I love that. Good for him.
Has he played a game since he re-signed?
Dude, he's played maybe 15 games in 3 years. Seriously, it's bad. It's bad. I love Kevin Love, bro. That dude cannot stay healthy if his life depended on it.